Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy YouTube Blue coming back at you again on this Thursday evening. I just want to say real quick before I get into the topic of discussion that those of you know that it came out, and of course this thing has been going on for a little while now, but it's been, under wraps and people weren't talking about it. Although it's not the same level as the situation with um, Dan Snyder and his cheerleaders. This situation is more so um, by a person that was on the Cowboys staff that's no longer on the Cowboys staff anymore. He actually retired. Rich Dow Ripple, weird last name, but yeah. So you guys heard the fact that there were four cheerleaders for the Dallas Cowboys that accused him of coming into the girls' locker room when they were being changed and filming them with his phone extended outward. Rich Dalrymple has then retired from the team, so he's not working on the staff any longer. And people always speculate, like, oh, well, he probably retired because this news was taken ahead. Now, this stuff was going on, underground before we even heard about it for a little while now. So, um, I'm not gonna get too much into it because it's not really, Dallas Cowboys ended up, I think it was like 2.4 million that they paid to those cheerleaders. So it was like 400,000 each that they got for that settlement. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't have had to pay that. I feel like it was Dalrymple's situation to deal with, but because he was working for the Cowboys at the time, it becomes their issue as well. But I just we don't know all the details as far as what's going on on the legal sense of the situation. But if I'm pretty sure the accusations are true, and if they are, then yes, he needs to be reprimanded for that. He needs to be disciplined as well, um, on account of what the team handled with the settlement. He needs to be um, taken care of for that situation because that's perverted and you should never do that. But outside of that, what is with this Dallas Cowboys team and always being the head of drama, the head of stuff going on, right? And I'm not talking about like legal stuff. I'm just talking about in general. It's the off season. The Cowboys were ousted in the first round of the playoffs, and they're always talked about. I understand that the Cowboys are America's team, but it's just like I feel like the Joneses keep themselves in the limelight. Perfect example, and I'll name a couple of instances recently. Jerry always wants to find a way to make it about him and about the Dallas Cowboys because they love the attention, right? It's like Dallas is like Hollywood. You know what I mean? You play for the Dallas Cowboys. I feel sorry for the players that play for the Dallas Cowboys because it's a lot of unwanted attention sometimes, and it's just like sometimes you just want to play football, and it's like you got to worry about this, that, and the third going on, and it's like you got an owner that just he's an old guy that just talks too much, and he goes against what his sons are saying, going against what the coach is trying to do. Like, allow your team to just be there naturally. Like, for us to be talked about, you would think that we was a champion football team every year, but we're not. That's what they need to be focused on, trying to be a championship football team instead of worrying about how much publicity that you need and how much money you can make doing this, that, and the third. Like, it's just a bunch of BS. It's like, you look at a team like the Green Bay Packers. They go away for the offseason. You ain't heard nothing about the Packers since the season ended, and you won't hear nothing about them until the draft. That's how I wish the Dallas Cowboys would be. Why do we have to hear about stuff? Why is there something always going on? The example that I was explaining was when Jimmy Johnson got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Was that last year or whatever? The last Hall of Fame? Yeah. And Jerry made it about himself by saying, "Oh, all right, well, I'm gonna put you in the Cowboys Ring of Honor as well," and put himself in the forefront of that to try to make it about itself when it was really about Jimmy Johnson getting to the Hall of Fame. Jerry, ain't nobody worried about your Ring of Honor right now. First of all, you still ain't put him in there anyway. So you said you was and you didn't, and we're still waiting on that. But my whole thing is this: it, we talked about before, um, with this whole coaching staff now. I kind of feel sorry for Mike McCarthy because he has to be in the middle of all this drama and all this BS. If I were the coach, I get to the point where I get fed up and like, you know what? I don't even want to be the coach of this team no more because they put Mike McCarthy in an unnecessary situation. Mike McCarthy is under contract, correct? So you know the media is trying to get stuff out of you, Jerry. Watch what you say because what you say and some of the stuff that you don't say right the correct way or clarifying things gives the media time to misconstrue what you're saying, and then all of a sudden it's an issue. We This whole coaching thing and Sean Payton, and first of all, I told y'all before, Sean Payton shouldn't have to had come out to say that, oh, I'm not trying to take Mike McCarthy's job, or should he not even had to call Mike McCarthy himself to have a conversation with him about a situation that shouldn't even exist because technically Sean Payton is still under contract with the Saints, even though he walked away. Mike McCarthy is under contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Why are we talking about him not being the coach of this team? Unless Jerry flat out said that I'm going to fire you, there's nothing to talk about. This whole hot seat bullshit. Shut up. We were 12-5. Granted, we only made it. We only got we one game and done in the playoffs, but still, Jason Garrett got to be the coach of this team for 10 years. But we're talking about getting rid of him in his third season. When Mike McCarthy still has not been able to do 100% of what he was first thought to have done. When you become a coach, you should have control over things that pertain to you coaching the team. Now, everybody says that they love the fact that Mike McCarthy brought a philosophy into this team about camaraderie and teammate and chemistry. Look at the chemistry on this team. The offense and the defense are together. Like these, it's not like the offense against the defense. These guys are having fun together. They're loving each other. Dak Prescott is the leader of this team. Dak Prescott is he doesn't unlike Tony Romo did because Tony Romo had his little clique, right? Dak Prescott talks to everybody, the kicker, the cornerbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just his position or just his guys on offense. He's talking to his defensive guys. Like there's good friendships on this team, and I love that. I love the chemistry on this team. Um, Jaron Curse and him and the safeties and the DBs and they all love each other. It's a family. That's the part that Mike McCarthy brings to the table. Now, if you let Mike McCarthy bring his playbook and everything that he implements instead of us still running this Jason Garrett offense with Kellen Moore tweaks to it, that's what we're doing, and that's an issue. And we're not running the ball, but we talked about that. But with Jerry Jones and him always trying to create this drama filled environment with this team, it's annoying and it sucks, and I'm tired of it. I want us to win games. I don't give a damn about being in the news for this, that, and the third. Like, Jerry, be quiet. Stephen Jones, be quiet. You guys created this problem and made it seem like there was an issue with the coaching. Now Dan Quinn is questioning the fact that to Mike McCarthy, like, hey man, you know, you good? Do I need to leave? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I want you to be here. I want you to help us win the championship. Why did that even happen? Because Jerry came out and when he was asked about how he felt about when Mike McCarthy was the guy, and he's like talking about the future, basically talking about like, oh well, Dan Quinn could be a guy that could be there. I love me some Sean Payton, and you create this narrative of making something that's not a problem into a problem. You were the one that brought Mike McCarthy in here because you saw what he was doing with the Green Bay Packers, and you thought that Mike McCarthy was going to be the coach for the Dallas Cowboys, and he can be if you allow him to. Stop butting in the way of what he's doing. He's done that with every coach. That's why Jimmy Johnson quit back in the day. That's because he got tired of Jerry's shit. As long as the Jones family interferes with coaching matters, we're not going to win a damn thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. It's your boy E2 Blue. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Peace out.